Good afternoon, Freedom family, enemies, trolls, and all. Hope y'all are having a good day. I would just like to give a big shout out to the trial, the jury in the trial in Minneapolis, the Chauvin trial. You all are real live pieces of shit. Because what you did was you had convicted the man before the trial ever started. Like it or not, that's the way it is. I hate cops. I'm the biggest cop hater in the United States of America today. And I will be the first to tell you that man did not kill George Floyd. Like it or not, that's the way it is. They've created an atmosphere of racism. Not white on black racism, not white on Asian racism, not white on anything racism. Is there a racist white person out there? Well, fuck, I'm sure there is. 330 million people in the country. What they've done is created an atmosphere that every race hates white people, especially if you're a fucking white male. Like it or not, that is the fucking truth. It's a hard truth to swallow, but it's still the truth nonetheless. I think this trial proves it. There's no way, no freaking way in hell 12 jurors didn't see reasonable doubt in that evidence. No way. No way. I'm not saying they couldn't have found the man guilty because, people are stupid. But to find him guilty overnight, basically, no way. It's about time that jury selection comes with an IQ test. Then again, we already know their IQ because they are registered to vote. Why do you think they only allow people that are registered to vote to be on a jury? Being on a jury is not a right. You have a right to a jury of your peers, but you don't have a right to be on the jury. You must sign up to be on the jury. You must say, yes, I am a sheep. Yes, I believe government is good. Yes, I believe that there is fairness in the just us system. And trust me, you're not us in the just us system. We're watching the country deteriorate before our eyes. We stand back, we keep talking, we do nothing. There's a lot of good YouTubers that are now taking hiatus. I may be one of them. Why? Because there's no support in the community. There's no sharing of videos. There's a few people that support. There's not a great majority that support, and that's what it should be. We should be supporting everybody. It's a shame that we don't. Because what we're going to do is we're going to continue bitching and moaning and screaming and crying, and we're all going to do nothing because the next man's not going to do anything until it's our turn. Then we may do something. Then we'll be deemed a criminal, and if we did something against somebody of another race, you'll be deemed racist, found guilty, if you live to be found guilty, and you'll be sentenced to life in prison or death, or the rest of your natural life. Either way it goes. I mean, at 40 years old, 25 years is a life sentence, if you ask me. If you had any faith left in the system, I hope to God you lost it today, people. Because if you didn't, you're just mad. Probably wearing a mask too, aren't you? They're creating an atmosphere for legal extermination. I know that sounds funny, right? I know, it's hilarious. When I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that's the hang gonna happen. And then I remembered, look how many people have diapers on their faces today. Anything's possible. Why else would they be creating the atmosphere? Unless they wanted a war. Because when people wake up to this fact, that they are trying to build an army against white people, when people wake up to that fact, there will be war. There'll be war in our streets, wars in our cities, wars in our homes. We're going to be the next South Africa, where if you are white, they will take what you own, they will give it to somebody else who didn't work for it, call it reparations. They deserve it because of what this person 250 years ago went through. All the while, the people that are taking that shit are a complete disgrace to their ancestors, because their ancestors went through that shit so they can be free today, at least theoretically free. We all know we're not free in this country. Fucking sickens me, man. It sickens me to the core. What sickens me even more is the people that buy into it. Not just on the left, but on the right too. They're playing to the little game. That's all it is. It's a game. I've explained that. Go watch the video. I think it was called The Freedom Inc. Show. Welcome to the Freedom Inc. Show, I think that's what it was called. It's nothing but a game, people. And they're about to put us in check. They'll do some. People don't start waking up. It's going to be checkmate. It's going to be the end of you. They've now created an atmosphere where if you are white, you cannot defend your life, wife, kids, dog, manhood, home, property, innocent bystanders, or anything else. Not against someone of another race. Because if you do, you will be immediately found guilty in the eyes of the media, in the social courts, in the public courts. Therefore, found guilty in the court of law. At what point is the courts going to decide that because of the media, fair trials can no longer be had? And then what happens? Who do we leave it up to then? I doubt that will ever happen, but if it was to happen, well, what do we do? I don't think it's going to get that far before a war breaks out in this country, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that everybody can't just mind their own business, do their own thing, leave people alone, not pass people to fake 20s, not put guns to pregnant women and demand money. Just be good human beings. It's not that hard. It's really not. But they've created a system that's intended to fail. Not the beginning, not the founding fathers, not what I'm talking about. Those who came in shortly after, the next generation of government. There's a reason why that Thomas Jefferson said that every generation of government, there should be a revolution. Every 25 years, there should be a revolution. Because that's when a generation of government will complete itself. Supposed to, anyway. The ideal was that nobody could be in government today and still be in government 25 years from now, but we all know that's not true. Because you have bitches like Dianne Feinstein, this fucker, the lady, what's her name? Maxwell. Can't even think of can't even think of her name. I'm so pissed off right now. Who have made careers out of politics. Why? Because they've given themselves their own pay. Why wouldn't they? Instead of being a public servant, they are now a paid force, just like the police forces. They just got a different job. They're just playing their part, creating the rules for the police to enforce on you to make your life suck, to make you not want, to instill fear in you, so you don't want to exercise your rights. So they can then create atmosphere so that you're hated, so that you can't protect yourself, so that you don't get a fair trial, and so they can roll over you. We've seen the same shit in South Africa. It's happening here now. It's here. It's been here in the United States, and this trial proves it. This guilty verdict proves it. And that's a fact, Jack. I hate cops, dude. Nothing would make me smile bigger than to see a cop do life in prison for what he's done. But he didn't kill that man. Absolutely unbelievable. Blows my mind. What blows my mind even more is that white people are not rioting over it. That's what blows my mind even more. Where's everybody that has his back? Huh? Every time that something happens to anybody else, there's riots. They take to the streets. They get more confrontational. Why don't we? I'm just asking a question. I'm not inciting violence. I don't know. Oh, yeah. No, 389. No, 386. 386. Why not? Why doesn't it happen? I mean, surely to God, if they allow people like BLM to riot across the country, they wouldn't have a problem with, white LM doing it. Or ALM doing it. Right? I mean, it's become the social norm. Right? What we do. We don't like when something happens, we riot. That's how we fix it. We burn shit to the ground. We steal sneakers. We take what we want. We celebrate. Wouldn't be surprised if in Minneapolis tonight they're rioting still, celebrating. That's what they do. Those, people that do that kind of immoral shit. I'm not saying they as in a race, just to be clear out there, because I don't want to be called a racist. Like, ain't been called a racist before. Been called way worse shit. But we're going to see it, people. It's just going to keep getting fucking worse. We just sit around on our asses and just with our thumbs in our butts. Talking. or start training and talking and see how we can change the country peacefully. Maybe some peaceful protests. But it'd be doubtful that anybody will make the call out, because there are certain people who can't make the call out, who have the following to change the country, that won't do it. Why? The love of money. When you boil down, that's what it's about, the love of money. So, realistically, what can we look forward to? Misery. Truthfully, misery. Everybody that's watching this video, you're going to die knowing that we did nothing. And I say we, I'm included in that. But there's no reason for one person to be a martyr. You just be passed off as a criminal. And half the people that you did it for would also believe that you're a criminal. They'd buy into it too. We've been manipulated by the media to believe the bullshit that we are fed. And not just the mainstream media, social media too. I wish I could say what I really wanted to say. Can't do it. I wouldn't be surprised if this video gets a strike. They take my channel down. Could happen. To the point, don't really care. For multiple reasons. Main one being that there's no support in the community. And now there is, the few people that support, but on a large scale. I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about their, everybody, like the Justin thing, auto key cards. Should have been no problem to raise $300,000. Not only did they not raise $300,000, we raised $50,000, and Matt can't even get the money. Why? Because it's become the social norm to be discriminatory based on people's beliefs and what they support. Excuses are made. Can't afford it. I don't support GoFundMe. Okay. Well, it's not GoFundMe that you're supporting. You're paying for a service. Is that supporting them? Yeah. In a way, it is. Mail it to Coloma Resale. You can Google it. You can get the address. You can call Matt there. He's there every morning. And say, hey, how do I send this to you? He'll tell you. So there's really no excuse. But everybody came up with one. But everybody that donated should be getting their money back from GoFundMe, I think. Is what Matt said. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But prepare, people. That's all you can do now. Is prepare. Because if you don't think the fucking fight is coming to you, you are stupid. It's coming to you one way or another. Whether that be war, rioting in the streets, somebody breaking in your house, you being the only person in the neighborhood with your ideologies, and the rest of the people hate you. And then when that happens, what are you going to do? You defend yourself. If the person is anything other than your race, you're going to be called racist and shit. If you might be called racist even if it is somebody of your race. I posted the video in the community section earlier, did a live stream about it, and I did that because it proves a valid point. Where's all the rioting and looting and shit when all those white people were killed by the police? Nobody cares. It's because here's a fact for you. And you can ask most black people they're real. Don't ask the ones that are bitches. Ask the real ones. I'm 40 years old. Most black men my age were raised to hate white people. They were told white men are the devil. All white people are racist. I know more than one black person that wasn't allowed to have white friends over. Wasn't allowed to have white friends. Not because whites had done anything to their family, but because that's the way their parents were raised. Because that's the way their parents were raised. It's because their parents were raised. And because of that, these people would commit immoral acts against other people because of their race, not because of what they did, not because of who they were, not because of their standards, not because of their morals or principles or values, because of their race. Fucking sickens me, man. The people that scream that there's white racism, which that means, that means that there's whites that are racist against any other, en masse, systemic racism. It exists against white people. A lot of people are going to like this video, and you know what? I don't even give a fuck. I don't even care anymore. I'm just so sick of the bullshit, so sick of the game, sick of it all. More than anything, I'm sick that we're just stand back and watch it. Buggy, just watch it. Just watch what they do. Watch them ruin people's lives because they were born of something, because of something they can't help. The race, as they scream racism to everything that happens, even when they're in the wrong. That piece of shit died because of drug overdose. I say piece of shit because he held a gun to a woman at one time and demanded money from her, and she was pregnant. That's a piece of shit. Dude should have never been out of prison. You know, they create this illusion that we need all these police, we need to take guns from people, all the yada yada yada. Truth is, if they do something like put a gun to a pregnant female's body and say, "Give me your money," there's nothing they won't do. Nothing they won't do in order to get what they want. That was just the shit he was caught for. Imagine the shit he had been caught for in life. Think about that one. It's going to continue to get bad, folks. A lot of people are not going to care. They're not going to care until it's them. And when it's them, don't be crying then. We're all watching it fucking happen now. Welcome to the United States, where you can be anything that you want to be, except white man.